Welcome to the podcast, The Colours of Womanhood. I'm your host, Chaya. The Colours of Womanhood aims to meet women exactly where they are, no matter the stage of life. As a woman who once was a girl, as a woman who transitioned from girlhood into young womanhood, marked by the onset of menstruation, as a woman who must stand up for herself and create her own path, as a woman who seeks to enjoy life though it may not always be possible, as a woman who knows the complexities of motherhood, or perhaps doesn't, as a woman with children of her own, or a woman raising someone else's children, from a woman living in sub-Saharan Africa to one residing in France. The Colours of Womanhood tells the story of female health, women and their purpose, women and the importance of yoga in their lives. It explores women's unique relationship with their health, the influence of culture, and the deep connection women have with their inner selves. It invites women to reflect on what that connection means and the untapped potential they possess to fully embrace their health and womanhood. What happens when a woman turns her journey of resilience into works of art that inspire the world? Today we meet Rania Nuhdi. Rania is a Muslim artist based in Arusha, Tanzania, whose paintings capture the strength, struggles, and beauty of womanhood, especially as seen through the lives of Maasai women. Through her art, she explores powerful themes of self-realization, resilience, and empowerment, inviting us to see how creativity can be both a form of resistance, empowerment, and a path to healing. In today's conversation, we'll journey through her personal story, her inspirations, and the lessons African women offer the world about leadership, strength, and hope. Welcome, Rania.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very excited to share whatever I have in me, and yes, I'm ready to share with the world.
Okay, let's dive into the questions then. What does womanhood mean to you, and how has that meaning evolved over the years?
Well, I never thought that people would, want to know the answers, but I believe that every culture shapes the woman differently according to traditional. For me, like if we'd say African Tanzanian women here in Tanzania, they would, go on like normal with their lives and their studies, going to school, come back. But what's in them, they mostly don't share and mostly end up as a hobby. And even if it's a dream, like for them, they will just keep it for themselves and, go on with their lives with different things. Go on if she's, smart in school, she would continue, she would, go on with their lives, being in the office, same thing, doctor. But then at the end, that remains a memory and only for her. That never shares whether she wanted to be a designer or she wanted to be, any other things that she wants to be a singer, or it will just remain in her. And that became very normal here in Tanzania. You would hear them, oh, I was doing this, with a smile on her face and the glow. I wish I could say, yes, I want that back. Like, talk to me, talk. What would you want to be? Like, you wanted to be a designer, designing your own thing. But then she's go, oh, with a sweet smile, oh, it's all right. Let's just do this simple thing that all the tradition Tanzania would do. Like, they're talented. They can sew or just, do any other designing thing. But at the end of the day, it will end up there with the children, marriage, and that's it. Coming back from another tradition and culture. Example, let's say Arabs or any other Indians. They'd come, the same thing, study, finish school, and then what? The pressure comes. The pressure comes of thinking and, what are they going to do? The dreams they have. So they have the limitation. Pressure, limitation, what am I going to do? So they limit her. You were studying this and this and this, very smart, A star, engineering. What? They limit her dreams and they make her choose whatever, getting married. And then she enters that life, stepping into it. Whatever she had, the dreams she had, it's faded. The good thing about that could be sharing with her children. Has a, luxury life that, I did this, I did that. You want to do it as well? The mother would encourage the kid, do the same thing. And the end of the day, not support her because the father's words are more stronger, let's say. So she stays home again. For most of us, like some of us, not most of us, but some of us, let's say example me. I went through the same thing. But then I found myself like, I could not stop authenticity and making choices reflect to your true self. Let's just say it's a true self for me. I couldn't hide it. I couldn't stop talking. I couldn't agree. I think I was the stubborn one in the family. Very stubborn. They would, even if I was like, they would say, Rania, you're married, you're changed, you have to change. Like you should have this mind of a grown woman. But I say, what's a grown woman? Like, I didn't understand, like, what's womanhood? Like, should I just stop whatever I was doing? Like, playing with my papers or doing that or doing this. So they decided to give me like a machine, a sewing machine. I could like sew or do something with it that they would be proud of, as the culture and tradition. You can do that. Stay at home and you can do it for fun. No need of money. And that's the end of how it is. So whether it's going to be how you want it to be, you're going to fight and be unique and be stubborn and be whatever, all the names that they're going to call you. But what you find is the true self of yourself. Like you're happy. The truth is there. Like even if they want to tell you something, they can't, because they would never change who you want to become. Like if you keep on talking, if you keep on saying, then it's I wasn't saying I want to become an artist, but no, I would not listen. I would do the opposite way. I would actually do the opposite way. That's the stubborn me. Yeah. So that's it. I think it's the different way how to, shape the womanhood.
Cool. And then now how does it feel for you now then? As you've gone through that and now you're really the artist as I think you've imagined yourself to be, right?
Yes.
So how do you feel now as a woman then? And kind of also then from where you were coming from?
I feel like I've always wanted to show them. And just now it feels so good because I'm already there. And it wasn't even hard. It was difficult, but then you can pass through it. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. And it's so easy. It's just listening to your inner voice. Just listen to it. So I think I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah,
not by doing this, but by listening to my inner voice.
Because that's what many women or many people in general, right? Men, women,
yes.
doing. And so it's really, really beautiful if you have that and you can really listen to it and take the actions.
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
Okay.
Yes.
So art can be a form of resistance and healing. In what ways has painting become a tool of self-realization for you?
For me, resistance and healing. So back in 2018, I wanted to heal. But my only way to heal was different from now. I was escaping. I was going out of my house. I would travel and not take any of my family, and just me. So I decided I would, say I go to Paris. Well, I did a different way. I went to Italy, Florence. That's the most craziest thing I did. And it was a solo trip. I wanted to heal. And then I took Airbnb and I applied for a therapy class. I wanted to attend for a week and see the therapy class. I wanted to heal. I wanted to be there. I wanted to feel how everybody's feeling when they feel like they're an artist. So when I went there, I remember I was so lonely, very lonely. So I was doing my Google map, and here I was in a small cafe. And then I was just smiling at this guy, and I was like, okay, I will go and ask him where this class is. So I went there and I was like, hi, the Google map says this and this, and I feel like I'm here. And he's like, can I see? Well, he was from Cyprus, and he was going the same class, the therapy class. So, and we were actually in the same class, and we started laughing. So he was a teacher. And in that classroom, they were like full of teachers, art teachers. And I was nobody. I didn't have a name. I didn't have a studio. I had nothing. Nothing started. Nobody ever saw my art. While when I was married till I was like 20 years ago, I never showed up anything when I started painting or anything. So I was like, kind of like doubting myself, judging myself. But then I keep on reminding myself, Rania, nobody knows you. You came here to do one thing, heal, see, open up. And everybody was so nice. It wasn't about how uh, knowledge you have. It's just how you are. I always judge myself. Maybe I didn't study too much. I don't have the knowledge. And then I was like, everybody's just like me. So we started painting a piece of paper. And they would let us use every color. And then they would let us open it and just say, be free. Look at these colors. How beautiful. What do you see in them? And everybody would say differently. Like they could say the most stupidest thing, and everybody was like laughing, and she was just drawing. And it was so magical. So magical. Close your eyes, see the colors that shower your body. And I was like, wow, this is so releasing and healing. And then it's just like 15 days, and I was back home. I was full on powered charge, and I was like, it's like the new beginning of me. The new beginning of me. And I didn't know how to do it, but then I said, I would call the life coach to guide me. And I was been with her for 6 months. And then suddenly I was like, I see something. And she's like, what is it? I said, and she actually told me, close your eyes. And then when I closed my eyes, and then I could see a dark path with a very light at the end. And he's like, what do you see? And I was like, I see a very dark path, but then at the end, there is a light. And she was like, can you go to that light? And I was like, I can't. It's a very long way. I want to, but I can't. But then when I opened my eyes, she's like, this is a sign. You saw a light and you have a very long way to go. Just walk in. And now this is the sign. So I was healing. I did my first art. It was called The Help. The Help. We'll talk about that help in the other part. It's very interesting. I can't wait to share. And then the second one was mixed emotions. it takes me some months to draw it, but then I was taking it out. And the third one was careful. Careful is like it was like a face image of a woman, and there's two hands and a butterfly. So delicate, a woman is delicate like a butterfly. And there was a one hand pulling the other one for not reaching out, for not reaching your goals, for not reaching your dreams. What is that? Is that a doubt? We'll talk about that. That's careful. And then the other one is two faces. You don't have to be amazing to be perfect. I didn't have to be amazing to be perfect. When I traveled, when I went to Italy, and then when I explored, I was like, I'm coming back the way I am. And I'm going to show, the world or to people, a generation, and, this culture and everything, but I'm going to show them, all the women. Like, if you don't have in you, find it, listen to it. So I was just being me and not being perfect, but amazing. And I like that. And the last one was help me fly. No one's coming. No one. No one is going to come and pull your hand. No one is going to motivate you. No one is going to clap for you. The help was the people around me to help me pull me up. Pull yourself up. Fly. Glow. So no one's coming. But you have yourself. So this is really nice. Like, if you understand that you have yourself and you're enough and you can do it. Yeah. So I think that's how I experienced my healing. And it's a very, very, very nice memory.
It's wonderful how you're sharing that. Really beautiful. I can really imagine you there, Florence.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah. So your art is deeply inspired by Maasai women. Yeah. What drew you to their stories, and how do you reinterpret them through your own artistic lens?
Okay, it's not much to say.
Okay.
But for me, when I started, after painting my feelings, I started saying, I want to grow. I want to do a business. I want to open a gallery. But then how do I attract people to buy? I never want to sell my art at the first. But then I would want to sell my art to get money and to grow. But then I want people to feel it. It's not about money. It's about the connection when you come to see the art. So I would know that Maasai would be low. So many, everybody's painting Maasai. Everybody's painting Maasai, the same thing. So I decided, like, I had some time to feel and connect with whatever I'm painting. So every time would come in my, thoughts, paint a Maasai woman. But how do I paint it? Can I paint a light goes through her heart? How do we want to see the glow of the Maasai women or the art? Or are we going to see their face expression? No, I want them to see more deeper than that. So I was like, let me do a different way. Let me draw a golden dust through them, or a beads with, the passion of squeezing and feeling every bit of, the press and the decor of the accessories in their dress. So I would want someone to pass through the art and not just pass it, and stop and look at it and be different, and just to go more deeper than that. So it's up to them. I paint me and they can see more than what I see, I believe. So yes, I love to make people connect with whatever I draw.
I've got one painting here behind me, right? This is your painting.
Yes.
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 And
And yes,
it is precisely what you're saying, you know, and it's yeah, that what I mean, obviously everyone interprets painting differently, but it's I think first it's emotion that comes, right? When you look at a painting. And
yes,
yeah, and then also for me, I find, for instance, the Maasai women I find very interesting. But I indeed I like the whole other dimension that you give to that, as you've just explained that.
yes.
But then now, as is it still your main kind of focus, inspiration, let's say, the Maasai women, or
For now, it's, it doesn't come all the time,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be a Maasai,
Mhm.
but it comes once, twice, the feeling of whatever. And I feel like now it's been popular, so everybody's just like, do this, do our work, do the hotels, do. So for me, connecting with my art, I always do connect, but I'm not giving it a deeper feeling, my heart. So there is kind of a piece that I make, even it could be a small one, that I give out my heart. Like I pour all my feelings to it. So sometimes, not most of the time, no. So I believe most of my art now is for sale and it's going very fast. It's not about the emotion or how I feel. No. So mostly not.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about empowerment, because empowerment is often seen as a journey rather than a destination. What have been the key turning points in your own journey toward empowerment? I mean, it's come already a little bit through what you've been saying, but maybe even more specifically.
Yes, yes, yes. I believe empowerment, like we have talked about how I grew up in a marriage and, having kids and being a mom and having all that responsibilities. I try to do a lot of business. I try to be very, you know, I had my own store with the design and, clothing store, which all my clothes come from Saudi Arabia coming here. That was back then, before 2018. And I would do sort of business, go to Nairobi, come back, bring accessories, do that and this. And then there was one day that my baby girl, she was almost a young lady. She was like, Mom, I'm so proud of you. You're my role model. And I'm like, I wanted to say something, but I was in a lot of pain because that's being, having a shop selling clothes, fashion is, selling someone's it's not me. So I was hurt and I was cut into pieces. Because when she was talking about that, she was like, Mom, I want to be a writer. I want to be a famous writer. And I looked at her and I was like, this is no way, this is not happening. That's how I started my journey. That's how the same day I decided that I'm going to show my daughter I love art and I am going to be the famous artist. I want to be known. I want to be recognized. I want to be heard, like someone to hear me. I promised myself that I will show it to my daughter. I didn't know how, so I hired a life coach and she guided me through everything. And every time I say, I'm going to do it for my daughter so she can do it to herself. I just remember the generation and generation and generation. Our mom will tell us that I wanted to be this, but it's okay for you to get married. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show my baby girl that you can be whatever you want to be. So I decided to open a gallery. Then that's how I traveled. And I decided to open a gallery. In the same time, I had these amazing pieces. So I went to it's just a coincidence that I remembered I had this friend who was a writer, and I called her and I was like, I have this piece, but I'm not a writer, I'm a dyslexic. I'm not much of, a reader. And can you please look at this art? And it's called The Help. It's called Mixed Emotion. It's called Careful. I want to apply in Dubai. There is this women contests, like all around the world. Women go there, the artists women. And she was like, oh, okay, I will write a story. And then I shared my story with her that when I was 16, I had a dream. That's when I did my TED Talk. I had a dream and nobody was supporting me. My dad, my mom, I shared all my life story with her. And now this is my painting and I want to apply it in Dubai so they can pick me from Tanzania. And she had a tear in her eyes, but I never realized. I thought that maybe she was just connected to, how my story is. She went to tell these friends of them, like how my story is, like what's my story. So in the TED Talk, they wrote me an email. We are from the TED Talk and we would like you to tell your story. I was very happy, and I was like, wow, this is nice. But then I am nobody. Like, I'm just a I'm a beginner. So I woke up and I was like, I'm going to search so Dubai people could really happen. Like this could be this, they're calling me and it's not happening. I have to make this happen. So I was like, I didn't know what to do. I was very new. And then my husband would just look at me and just like, "Oh, she's just wasting her time." I applied. I did everything. I was showing my art and I was like writing them email nonstop. Well, I was lucky to be picked in Tanzania and I cried. I was like, I cried, it's not because I'm chosen. It's because my daughter is keeping seeing what I was and what I'm becoming. Because I kept my mind to it. So I was like telling myself, Rani, you're going. So your daughter is just like. So yes, I went to Dubai and I was chosen and I came back and I did the TED Talk and I opened the gallery and I started, connecting with my art. And I showed my baby girl. That baby girl, if you want to do it, if you want to go for it, you can go for it. You could have all the doubts and all the negative energy around you, but if you focus what you want to become and what you want to do, you can do it. Discipline. Just to have the discipline and the courage to do everything you want. So yes, that's my story of empowerment to my daughter.
Yeah, that's fantastic. She can be really happy to have you as a mother. Really beautiful.
I'm wishing this to every woman here in Tanzania, or just to show their daughters or to show to share their story to their grandchildren of the empowerment is and what they can do. So yes.
I guess it's also that indeed maybe the women maybe of our generation or the previous generation, even that they maybe get the insight as even though I have not been able to do this or that I really wanted, I can stimulate my child, right, to do it, and I'll put I'll put a lot of effort and love into it to support and to make it happen, right? I think if you haven't been able to necessarily realize your own dreams, there's a way that you can indeed kind of, I don't want to say transfer your dreams, but transfer that kind of spirit of being able to do it.
Yes, it is true. It's so beautiful. It's so true. It's the most amazing feeling ever.
Yes, and I also have the feeling though that I think it's let's say opening up more here in Tanzania with women, because I mean it's being more talked about it, just like we are doing now.
Exactly.
Okay. So can you share a story, and either from your life or community, but from your life you've probably already mentioned that, where art became a catalyst for a woman's transformation or empowerment? I mean, you've talked now about your baby girl, but maybe you also have concrete examples of women who have bought your work or with whom you've talked and, you know, been inspired by you to go this path?
Yes, there is this, her name is Jacqueline. And Jacqueline is, I met her in French class. She is so powerful. She has this, you know, the courage, the face that she has, and I was like, this lady, she doesn't know who she is. Like, she's not. And I asked her, what are you doing here in French class? She's like, oh, I wanted to be a tour guide. I want to work in the hotels. I want to just this. And I was like, oh, wow, go girl, you can do it. That's very nice. And then I took her number. And then I couldn't do French. So it was too much for me. It was like going back to school and having homeworks. So it was like I wanted to paint. It was very hard. So Jacqueline continued French. I went to Paris without knowing French for 2 weeks. I came back with the bonjour and that's it. But and then I met Jacqueline again after a year. She was a trainer doing gym. She wanted to, you know, to be a trainer. And I was like, wow, okay, that's very nice. I was like, you know, and then again, I met her. She was an accountant while doing the social, like, you know, and I was like, I believe in you, girl, you can do it, but, you know, find your path. I met her this year, just like a few months ago. She's a designer. She's actually designing your dress and, you know, giving it more colors and fashion. And I think she's topping there. She's topping, I hope, because she's very good. Everybody's talking about her right now. Everybody's talking about her right now. So I feel like for her, and she's like, oh my God, I like how you dress up. I like how you do this. And I was like, yes, go girl, you can do it. Can you make my clothes, design this, design that? And she really did make it for me. And I even posted her on Instagram. She's, wow. I have never had my clothes made, kept a label, has brand new. She does it. I don't know, I can't even say more about her, but she is going somewhere. She will go somewhere. And then she's like, so with confidence, she's like, Rania, I want to do business with you. I want to transform this, you know, the coat, the dish to fashion world, like, you know, art world. And I really wanted to do it for a long time. I wanted to print on the clothes and stuff. So I hope, and finger crossed, I think I will work with her with another when it comes to the stepping on the fashion world with art. So I think I'm very, very proud of her, like what she's doing and impressing, you know, not giving up, not listening to the rejection. And she was just moving on. And I feel like it's really nice.
She's a Tanzanian.
Yes, she is Tanzanian.
Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Yes,
Oh, beautiful. Nice. Thank you for this example. Social media has amplified women's voices globally. How has the digital world impacted your ability to express, connect, or advocate as a woman and an artist?
Well, for me at the beginning with the social media, I didn't know what I was doing. You know, it's, you know, you need someone who's professional in this thing. And I was just winging it. I was doing it just for the sake of doing it. I felt like, I'm not going to say that I did it right or I did it wrong, and I'm just talking about how I went past through it, and I'm still doing it, and it's amazing. It's really good. But back then, I kept on writing to these artists, big art, famous artists, because I didn't had anyone helping me. I said, no one's coming. No one's gonna come and pull your hand. Nobody was coming. Nobody. So when I painted my feelings or I painted something, I would stare and say, where is this thing? Why? Can someone talk to me? Why am I doing this? Like, is it wrong? Is the color right? Is this person? What's the background? Is the background right? So I would text these famous people, like not famous, but then just, they're well known. I would text them and say, is my background all right? They would see, they would never reply. I didn't know that. I was heartbroken. And then I would write to someone, is this okay? Can I sell this for, $400? Nobody's writing. No one. I felt really bad, really, really bad. And it was so embarrassing to talk about it. But then I just realized, like, Rania, what are you doing? You don't have to, again, wait for the validation, someone to say how beautiful your work is. Just be you and just share. When I was going through social media and I wanted to share, I would think, how would people respond to this? Will people judge what I've done, what I have, kept the colors? It took me some time. And then I realized this is the most amazing, nicest thing ever when you come to find yourself and you don't care how people are going to value your art and just to connect, and that's enough. Connect or don't connect, like or don't like, I'm sharing what I have. It's beautiful and I know it. So I started doing it. I started not to care. And I started having followers and I started doing, the lives that I've been doing on Snapchat, TikTok. And I think most of the women now, they're using it very well. Very, very, very well. And it's helping them beyond. And it's not only to the art world, but mostly all the women, social media has been just so good. I really like it.
Thank you. In your view, what lessons can the world learn from African women's resilience, leadership, and ways of navigating empowerment?
Most of the African women, how they live their life, how they have that courage. So there's this one painting I have, and it's in Karatu. And Dr. Swanson bought it. I painted that. I have no lot of words to talk about this, but they are so powerful. They have courage and they are resilient. Like, if you could see how African women are, how they live their life, how they control, most of them are just, widowers or single mom or just, fighting for the empowerment, talking. Just look at each other. They have this powerful surrounding by themselves, and I feel like that's the empowerment they need. And so I have this painting and I was like looking at this circle that I had been painting for a very long time. And that was when I started, and that's how I was painting my feelings. Because I was always going to the market, I was always finding inspiration. So now it's like looking how women are living. It's just so stressful. But yet they talk, they smile, they do this, they that. That's their life. That they have the courage to do it. They go on, they go to the market, they walk, they do this, they've got kids, and they never complain. They never complain. Whoever in their steps of life, they never see you'll see them doing their own thing of life. And I was like, what am I not painting? Why am I just doing the circle? And it's been like a year or two. I'm just like doing, and I am going to find inspiration outside. I have thousands of pictures of them. But why can't I use even one to keep it in my artwork? I just realized that circle I made, that's the most powerful circle ever. So I decided to paint that in the middle, a face of a courage woman. And then with that, they call it kilemba in Swahili. They have this kilemba on their head and they're way ready to go. Wherever they're ready. So I was like, this is courage. So yes, that's my view to them. I'm an artist. I'm not, other things than, but I see them through that.
It's I completely hear what you're saying. I've been here now for 2 years in Karatu, and just their whole presence on the street. I mean, you're being blown away by it. I mean, it's nothing like we have in Europe, for instance, and it's in a way, indeed, regardless of what they carry inside and the struggles and what they don't express, but they are there, they're present, and I think they would indeed benefit a lot from it if they, amongst each other as women, also, I think they realize, right, the support they have, but I think at the same time, there's, as women unfortunately do, envy each other and jealousy, and I think that's a shame, but I mean, it's indeed, even my boys, when we see the older women and they're carrying all the wood, the branches on their heads, you think, oh, or someone who comes to help in the house, housekeeping. Actually, you never see a sign of tiredness, and then I think, oh my, I'm doing yoga, I'm doing this, and I feel quiet sometimes. You're tired because of different situations, but it's not visible on them. And it's really something very remarkable.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know how they do it, but they just do it with a smile. Very good heart.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, we're coming to the last question. If you could send one message to women around the world through your art, something timeless and borderless, what would it be?
I would say the help. It's a very big word for me. My logo is based on this word that I want the world to know. I wanted to share with the world 5 years ago. So it's called the help. I want everybody to know that we can be together, help each other. So my logos are 2 women under the tree, holding each other. I'm there for you, and you should be there for me, with their little kids. So we should not forget each other. We should always be there. We should always raise our hand to them and pull them up. So when I painted that, it took me a lot of feeling because I wanted that help for a very long time. Very, very long time. Nobody was there for me. Like no one was there for me. So I would like to, to just spread this awareness, or this word, this kind word. There are a lot of artists, women artists out there in Tanzania. They could be just my age. They would never say it. They could have something, but no one is there. She can't make sense to tell anyone. So every time we have a chance to see someone having a dream of, wanting a little bit, just a lift, we should be there for them. And for me, I would always say, to empower myself and just to feel good about this, is I will, I can, and I am. Always. I will, I can, I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is I wish I could, because in my life, my experience, I didn't had to, I didn't had to, say it a lot, but to grow is just another feeling. And I wish everybody could experience this, and especially here, women in Tanzania, and because you would never see to be honest, I don't know, maybe she's somewhere, but in my age, to see a 40-year-old woman, 50-year-old woman, 60-year-old woman to paint, it's very rare. So I think they're out there, they're just hiding.
Well, thank you for your very inspirational words. I loved listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on the Colours of Womanhood. Whether you found a piece of yourself in today's story or it opened a new perspective, I hope it reminded you that your path, in all its colours, is valid, sacred, and worth honouring. If you're curious to explore your energy levels and reconnect with your inner energetic potential, I invite you to download Energize In, a free resource designed to give you a gentle yet powerful taster of what's possible when you tune into your feminine vitality. You'll find the link in the show notes. If this episode moved you, feel free to share it with a sister, a friend, or someone navigating their own womanhood. And if you feel called, leave a review or message. I love hearing what resonates. Until next time, keep listening to your body, nurturing your spirit, and embracing the full spectrum of your womanhood wherever you are in the world.